to UCM, Washburn this week. What are you expecting from Bearcat basketball as you hit the road? You're home for a little bit, but now back on the road in the pretty tough MIAA.
Go ahead.
We've been working a lot on offense and just being tougher in general, doing the little things like rebounding, 50-50 plays, getting to the rim, guarding at a higher level, and so we're looking to just bring it all together and bring it together for four quarters.
Yeah. Lindsey, any thoughts heading into this week?
Agree. They're both two really good teams, and we have to come ready to go for both of them. And hopefully, like CK said, we can put 4 quarters together and walk away with 2 wins.
Yeah, we talked a lot about offense. These two obviously fresh, shooting the ball well, but that's been a big issue so far. So we feel like we've done some things from a skill development plan here throughout the day, outside of practices. What we're doing offensive execution stuff and plays. Obviously, we're running a lot more stuff for CK now to get her more shots. When you look at our Hayes game, we missed 3 or 4 just point-blank bunnies that, was probably our best efficiency game of the year against Hayes. We make 2 or 3 of those layups. We shoot 50% from the field, close to 40 from 3. You look at the Kearney game, we turn the ball over 8 times. We hold the team to 48 points. Like you should win those games. So I think obviously we've lost some games, and we got a streak here that we're trying to get out of, and we need some good things to happen. But I think it can be easy to just super panic and but we're not that far away. I mean, our kids are still bought in. Our kids still work hard. We just gotta make things happen offensively, because when you struggle to score, your margin for error. Because we go back through the Kearney game and we're watching. We didn't get a box out here. All these little things where you look at the stat sheet and you held the team to 48 points and they shot under 40% from the field and you turned it over 8 times. Like, from a systematic standpoint, like, you should be winning these games. And so hoping that we just a little more attention to detail from our skill stuff and we've got to hit shots. It's easy sometimes just to go, you got to make more shots. But our goal defensively mindset right now is to try to hold the team in the 30s. We feel like we're going to improve offensively. Our efficiency, our numbers are going to go up here moving forward. But when in doubt, if you got to be almost perfect defensively when you're struggling to score. So we from a defensive mindset, you almost got to have that mindset that, hey, it doesn't matter if we don't score, you're not going to score, and we're still going to win the game. So the other thing for us is, I'm rambling on here. This is a long answer. Obviously, the second toughest strength of schedule in the country. So, we've played really good teams all year, and our kids have to understand that. Like, we're still a good team. We've played the best of the best. I mean, you could sit here and, have a average strength of schedule and be 10-4 right now, or 9. But the reality is we've had that resistance, and so. For me as a coach moving forward, it's almost kind of a research project. Next year, do we want to schedule tough again, or do we want to schedule wins, and be 10-0 in the non-con? I feel like the battle testing early is going to help this team moving forward down the stretch. I feel like we're going to get into a groove, and there's a lot of things that this team can still accomplish this year.
I don't intend to take anything away from future opponents, but you have played the second toughest schedule in the country. The win percentage is about 70%. There's probably not a team going forward that you don't feel like you can match up against and play well in this league, though, just because of what you've played so far.
Yeah, obviously Hayes is top 5 in the country again. That's another number that we're going up against. But at some point, we're playing really tough teams. But you have to eventually win, and we showed that we're right there. We lost to Hayes by 10, and so it just shows you that it's not like we're far from it. So, like Meyer said, we're just right there.
From an athlete's perspective, you obviously understand that you've opened up with the schedule you have, and then you go to UCM and Washburn this week, and then you come and then you go on the road and you face Kearney and Hayes again. From an athlete's perspective, what does it take to gear up for each and every game like this? Is there a system that you guys have in place, or an individualistic system, or either one of you guys can answer this? I mean, what does it take to get locked in and ready for each one of those games?
Yeah, I think it's tough. Each team is different. Hayes is a little bigger than Kearney if we're looking at those two teams traveling together. And so it's a different game plan for every team. Washburn's going to be different than UCM. And so once you prepare for that game and once that game's over, it's like, all right, whatever happened is in the past, win or lose, but you need to learn and be ready for that next game. So it's be where your feet are and prepare for what is the next, but you can't get too ahead of yourself and you can't dwell on the past.
Agree. I feel like I look at it as one game at a time, and so it's like we're going to play UCM, and then once UCM's over, then we'll look at Washburn and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just kind of, instead of looking at it, oh, we have 4 games on the road here, it's like just one at a time just makes it, I feel like you can reach your goal and you're just focused.
There's a lot of different arenas in the league, sizes and things. Austin, when you played at UCM, did it feel like a bigger arena just with no background? It felt like different than other arenas where you have the crowd is maybe up against you, or the building is up against you, whereas at UCM it always feels like it's just in this wide open, fast arena.
Yeah, a little bit more open, depth perception from a shooting standpoint, but we shot it well there last year when we played. Obviously, we won there, so you hope that when we walk into that place, our kids remember playing them last year. Obviously, they're a talented team. They got 2 kids playing Division I. One of them's at Creighton that played for them last year. So they had some kids leave, but still talented freshmen, talented transfer, and a good program. So, yeah.
CK, as of late, you've been clicking individually with individual statistics and accolades. What would you pinpoint as the reason why you've been able to play such good basketball lately?
I think when I practice reps that I practice what I'm getting in a game, and so sometimes it's good to get a rhythm shot, get 300 to 500 shots up, but sometimes it has to be game-like, and you might be in there for an hour and a half and you might only get 150 shots up, but the quality and the focus that you have to have is hard. And as a shooter, like sometimes my arms aren't tired, but my brain is, because I'm just focusing on one thing so much, and so really it's the game reps, I would say.